Hey guys, what's going on? Aaron here. I know it's been a while, but I've had some life changes and some other things going on and have kind of kept me away from YouTube. Hopefully I can get back on it a little bit more and bring you guys some content. I appreciate all the nice messages that people left on old videos and have sent me on Instagram saying, hey man, we miss you, come back. So I appreciate that very much. Let me show you some of the things I got going on and basically just give you an update on how things are. It's probably going to be kind of hard to tell from the video, but I've moved these toolboxes over here down that way towards the mill and closer to the lathe, quite a bit actually. So this little walkway is still plenty wide enough. I'm not in danger of hitting any of the handles on the lathe when I open drawers in the toolboxes, but it is a little bit tighter. And I'm going to show you the reason for that. My mill, been doing some work there. It's my little project mess for something household related. And if you'll notice, that right there is the vise I've always had on my welding table. And the reason it's sitting over there is because the welding table is not here anymore. So if you are following me on Instagram, this is already totally spoiled. But let me show you what is under that piece of carpet, actually, is what that is. So this is my new work surface welding table, everything table. So this is 4 feet by 10 feet long, way too big for the shop, but we're gonna do something about that. And 4¼ inches thick, or 4½ inches thick. Weighs, I don't know, somewhere in the 3,500, 4,000 pound range. I'm not really sure. I could figure out how to, calculate that if I could dunk it in a pool or something and measure the displacement change, or the water level change. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's extremely heavy, but we got it in here safely. My buddy Adam helped me. He lives locally. I've done a lot of work for him on the channel. And he was kind enough to take some time out of his day twice to help me get it in here and leveled. And it is really, really nice. So I've been looking for a nicer welding table forever. The one that I built was built really strong, but the top was a little bit wavy and the surface of it was just complete garbage. So I kept my eyes open for something and had some things on eBay that I was watching. And suddenly this came up in a local auction. We don't have a whole lot of auctions around here for industrial stuff. And so when this one did pop up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to overspend on this, and I did. But not the kind of thing that comes along very often, no matter where you live, and certainly here in Arizona, this is just not something that you see very much. So let me get a light underneath there, and we'll look at the underside. So there's a few things that I dislike about this, and just a few, but the construction of the stand is kind of weird, in my opinion. For this big old huge precision plate, it's just using this little 1x1 by, what is that, 3/16 angle iron, and then C-channel for the uprights. It's just, I don't know, it's a little bit light duty. Obviously it's worked out just fine, but for something like this, I would expect a better stand. So I'll do something about that at some point. And when we get under here, you can see the webbing. So the thinnest sections that I could measure with just a straight edge were about 1¼ inch thick. And then these ribs and everything, so those are about 3/4 inch thick. And again, with the stand being designed strangely, oops, you guys aren't even seeing that, but this right here is a spot that was cast into the table, and there's like, I think 8 of them or 6 of them, I think, yeah, 8, that are there for, having a leveling foot against. So I don't know why they didn't build the stand to use those features. The way it is designed, we just have set screws and nuts for locking. Again, it totally works, but bumping it with the forklift on one side, this thing's gonna tumble over at least off of the screws, if not onto the floor, which is obviously bad news. Not gonna happen in my shop because I don't have a forklift, but just the way it was used at Triumph. I'm surprised that it was done that way. For any of you in the Spokane area, the Triumph facility there, the composites, this was a table that they used in their shop. There's actually a twin of this that will be coming up for auction later this year. And somebody's gonna get lucky and probably get that one for cheaper, because mine was, you know, the first one around in the area, and a second one is gonna probably drive the price down. But I'm not crying over the price. It is what it is. I wanted something nice, and I got something nice that's actually better than I could have imagined in terms of the quality and the weight and everything else. And you may have noticed from the first little segment, this thing is precision surface. So you can kind of see the shiny spots. That's all from me stoning it. I've got this thing completely deburred and all the high spots cut down. It is extremely level. I went ahead and used the leveling feet and my precision levels to get it almost perfect. It's just off by a little bit on my half a thou over a foot, or 10 inches, whatever that level measures. It's pretty accurate to that. So I am kind of curious if anybody has some insight for me. These kind of look like milling marks, but I can't imagine they got it this flat with milling. It seems like it would have to be ground, but those are certainly not the kind of grinding marks I would expect to see. It's more like a fly cutter almost, and it's just in one direction. Let's see if I can kind of pick that up in the camera. So yeah, you can kind of see here's the width of one segment. That's about the extreme on that end, and then here's the extreme on this end. So it did have a certificate going back to 2020, I think is when it expired. I'll try and put the photo up that is on the other side of the ledge over there. But yeah, this thing is accurate to within 4.7 thousandths over the entire, you know, surface of the table. So pretty darn flat for a cast iron table. It's certainly not like a laboratory grade, you know, steric pink granite or anything like that, but it doesn't need to be. So this is going to be my work table, and I'll do some welding, and the tiny bit of fabrication I do, I can use this table for and just protect it, and I will have a table that will outlast me, that's for sure. So a minute ago when I said I was going to do something about this big table being cramped in here, it's something that I've had on my mind for 6 years. It's something I've been planning for 6 years, just with life interruptions. And when I was let go from my job in 2017, we ended up using some of our savings to keep us going until I found the right job. And so anyway, it's been ups and downs to get to this point, but yesterday I made my payment for my building permit to add on to the shop. So I am finally going to add about 900 square feet to the building here. So the garage that was built onto the house is about 800 square feet. It's oversized in both width and depth, you know, compared to your standard residential tract house garage. But anyway, I'll be able to use this garage now as a garage. I can park my truck inside and out of the heat. And my wife's car has always been inside, so she's going to have a little bit more elbow room for her doors and everything without my shop equipment in the way. But yeah, so we'll have some pretty exciting changes coming up here very soon. So part of the reason I'm making this video is to ask for some help. I need some contractors to do this work. I am not qualified or willing to learn, you know, all of the stuff that needs to be learned for pouring a proper concrete foundation and all that stuff. I know how to frame and do electrical, and I could lay the roof on top, I'm sure, but you know, I'm a pro at other things. I'm going to let the pros at construction do as much as they can and within my budget. So the reason we're looking over here in this corner, you guys rarely see it like in this this view, but from the edge of that window, so over here, over to that corner is going to be gone. So that will be the opening that goes to the new shop. So that door will be, hopefully if I can reuse it, it'll go to the corner of the new building. If not, I'll have 2 new man doors in the shop, And I think there are, let me think, 7 windows in the new shop instead of just this one that I have. It's going to look just like the house, so I need it to be stuccoed and painted the same as the house with the same pop-outs and all the normal architectural features that the neighborhood was built with. And the neighborhood association is happier with that kind of thing, but they didn't require it. I could have put up even a metal building in the backyard. I've got quite a bit of land, so they would have been all right with that, but at the same time, I didn't want a metal building. I wanted a stick and stucco building that I'm going to insulate and have air conditioning in, and enough elbow room that I can put a CNC machine in. Probably before that, I will get a surface grinder of some kind and just, expand my capabilities, have more room to myself, not have the doors opening up so much and letting dust and dirt get all over everything on the machines. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fantastic. And it's really sunny outside. It's late afternoon here, so we'll give it a shot. I'll take you guys outside with me and you can see what the lay of the land is, where the new shop's gonna go. So pardon the mess out here, but that's the door and window you just saw in the previous clip. So the new shop will extend level with the back of the building here towards where we're standing, about 44 feet, I think is what it says on the plans. And then there will be a wall here where this window is, so that'll come towards us, and there'll be like basically 110 square feet of, a hallway, basically. So it's like 11 feet by 10 feet wide. And so that will connect the original building with the new shop. The reason for that is right there in the center of the photo, you can see there's my electrical panel, and right next to it is the gas meter, and right next to it is the water main, where the water comes into the house anyway. So if I made it just kind of scabbed onto the building like you might normally see, it would have required moving all those utilities, which added a ton of cost. So that's not going to work out. And it doesn't need to. It's actually, I think, going to look a little nicer having that little walkway thing there, and it'll allow me to put my trash cans kind of between the two structures, which will be nice, not having to drag them over dirt and rocks. So this whole section of the block wall is going to come down about to right over here, and that will all be shop. It's going to be 14 feet tall in the ceiling. The ceiling itself will be 14 feet tall, which means the peak of the roof is going to be, I don't know, what's that going to be, 20 feet, something like that. So it's going to be a big project. I've been saving up for quite a long time, and we're going to do it right, or we're not going to do it. So that concrete right there, that little porch has got to go away, on the left side anyway, and then we'll have the air conditioning over here with the other air conditioning units. So there's the garage one, and then those 2 are for the house. So we'll have more HVAC stuff there. And one thing, if anybody in the area is interested, here is my old welding table. This thing is about 1,800 pounds, 7/8 inch thick plate, 3/8 inch wall, 6x6s, and then a 1/2 inch wall C-channel, 6 inches wide. And the thing's a monster, but like I said, I wanted something a little fancier and flatter. So that's what I upgraded to. If you want to buy this from me, I'd love to sell it to you. It's in my trailer now to make delivery easy. But anyway, since that was sitting here, I figured I'd mention that. So here is gonna be all covered up by a new building. Okay, so here's kind of what it's gonna look like. As I was describing, this is the segment between the old building and the new building. That's not what the garage door is gonna look like, but that's just what the designer put on there. So this will be an open space in front of that where I'll have like my trash cans and stuff, and then I'll probably put up like some lattice with some trumpet vines or something growing on there. And then we'll have a man door right there to get in from the street side, and then another man door in the back to go to the backyard, which you can see here. I think that's the correct one. So it's kind of in the same position as it is on the existing garage. And then you can see, so here's the other side view of that. So this is if you were inside the existing garage, that's what you're looking at for the corner door. And then this is the front one to come out to the street. Should be fairly straightforward. I think the only thing that's even remotely challenging about the build is going to be the connection to the existing garage. So we're going to have to put I can't remember the term for it, but anyway, this sloped roof coming into this sloped roof, whatever that angle is called. So that'll have to be done, which means we will have to demolish the wall that currently exists and build a new one with obviously a much heavier bearing beam above the open space, so it's nice and safe and super strong. I might also put like an air curtain there, not an air curtain, but an air blocking curtain. So like kind of like what Stan Zinkowski has at his shop, kind of separating different areas so that the AC is only working as hard as it has to. But we'll see what happens. I may even put indoors, who knows. I wanted to have it open space so it'll be level with the existing floor, and that means I can move machines and move all my stuff within the building. So I won't have to drag it out into the street or on a trailer or whatever to move it into the new building. That wouldn't be the end of the world, but since I've got control over this, I want it to be done as easily as possible. So guys, that's the plan. I am going to close this video out asking for help. So if any of you are in the Phoenix area and hey, maybe you are a roof installer or a concrete guy or a mason for my block wall work that needs to be done or whatever. If you're in the skilled trades and you're available, or you know somebody, your brother-in-law owns a construction company, whatever it may be, I'd love to have your help. So please email me at AlwaysSunnyIntheShop@gmail.com. That's always linked down in the description. And you can reach out to me there. I'm also on Instagram at aaron.durda, aaron.durda. And you can direct message me there and obviously see the stuff that I post on Instagram as well as YouTube. So I appreciate your help. Thank you guys for your patience and me being away for so long. But hopefully with this project and having some other things going on, I'll be able to record a little bit more. I started a new job in December, and that has me traveling quite a bit, but I can still make time to come out here and see you guys. Last note, this video was recorded different than any other video I've ever done. This is all on my iPhone. Tell me what you think of the video quality and sound quality. I know it can't be as good as my Nikon DSLR, but I'm hoping it's pretty good, because this is going to make life a whole lot easier for me to shoot and edit the videos. It's basically like a vlog in terms of stream of consciousness, almost no edits. I'm going to put it up there, and it's not going to win any cinematography awards, but that doesn't really matter. I just using it to hang out with you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you later.